The network layer routes and transmits data between devices across your infrastructure, connecting data centers, cloud services, and remote locations. When it operates efficiently, you get reliable connectivity, fast data transfers, and consistent performance. Network tests help you monitor this layer and detect issues like latency, packet loss, and jitter that could disrupt operations and reduce customer satisfaction. Thousand Eyes offers two types of network tests: agent-to-server and agent-to-agent. Agent-to-server tests measure network performance from one or more Thousand Eyes agents to a remote server. Agent-to-agent tests evaluate performance between two agents, where one acts as the source and the other as the target. Bidirectional testing is available, so you can see network metrics in both directions. Both test types report three key metrics: packet loss, the percentage of lost packets; latency, the average delay between endpoints; and jitter, the variation in latency over time. Let's look at how to configure these network layer tests. To set up an agent-to-server test, go to Network and App Synthetics, then select Test Settings. Select Add New Test and then select Agent-to-Server. On the next page, enter the target IP address or domain. Give your test a name. Then choose how often the test should run. Next, select the agents to run this test. These can be cloud agents, enterprise agents, or a mix of both. For protocol, select either TCP, the default, or ICMP. This determines whether the agent sends TCP packets or ICMP echo request packets to collect data for the network metrics and path visualization. Choose a protocol that matches your network environment, considering firewall rules or router access control lists, as they may block certain packet types sent to or from the agent. If you're unable to see hop-by-hop details in the path visualization, use TCP for the protocol and check the In-Session box in Path Trace mode. This makes the agent establish a TCP connection to the target and send TCP packets within that connection. If you choose TCP, you'll also see options for port and probing mode. Set the TCP port number of the target in the port field. Probing mode controls how the system sends probe packets during the test. By choosing the probing mode, you can fine-tune how the test traffic behaves, making it more representative of the real application traffic you want to monitor. There are three options for the probing mode: Prefer SAC, Force SAC, and Force SYN. Prefer SAC uses selective acknowledgement by default, but can switch to SYN if needed. Force SAC makes the probes always use selective acknowledgement packets. Force SYN makes the probes always use SYN packets, simulating the beginning of a TCP connection. Now you can select the alerts and labels to associate with this test. Let's look at the optional network settings. Schedule test execution using either default or randomized start time. Default synchronizes all agents to start simultaneously, while randomized staggers start times to prevent traffic spikes. You can also view packet loss in 1-second intervals, collect bandwidth and MTU data, gather BGP information from public monitors, and adjust settings like ping payload size, transmission rate, number of path traces, DSCP traffic marking, and IPv6 policy. Once the configuration is complete, click Deploy to activate the test. Now for the agent-to-agent test, go back to Network and App Synthetics, Test Settings, Add New Test, and click Agent-to-Agent. Provide a name for the test. Then choose how often the test should run from the drop-down menu. Select the source agents, where the test runs from, and the target agent, where the test runs to. Define the test direction: source to target, target to source, or bidirectional. Let's move on to the optional network settings section. Here you can choose the test execution schedule type and enter your agent's port number. The default value is set to 49153. Next, select the protocol you want to use, TCP or UDP. Throughput can be enabled to measure how much data can be transferred across the network between the selected agents. Adjust the duration of the throughput test and the number of simultaneous connections. Keep in mind that enabling throughput increases the traffic generated by Thousand Eyes, which can consume more test units and may impact network performance. Like agent-to-server tests, you can configure protocol-specific settings, maximum segment size, MSS for TCP, or ping payload size for UDP, along with DSCP policy, transmission rate, number of path traces, and path trace mode. Once the configuration is complete, click Deploy to activate the test. After a test runs, results are available for review in the Views section. The network view displays both network layer metrics and BGP data, giving you insights into the performance of the connection to the selected agent or server. That wraps up our look at network layer testing in Thousand Eyes. We've covered how to configure both agent-to-server and agent-to-agent tests, including the essential settings for protocols, scheduling, and optional configurations. By running these tests, you gain visibility into packet loss, latency, jitter, and routing paths, helping you identify and troubleshoot connectivity issues to maintain a more reliable network foundation. Thanks for watching.